Hello and welcome to Creative Thinker Education. My name's Harshad and we are back again with the video on division. This video is going to be on short division. When I say short division, it's when the number is divided from 1 to 20. So it's divided by number 1 to 20. The reason is that's the timetable and it's quicker to work on. This video is going to cover two methods. It's going to cover a long traditional method because most of the schools start teaching division with the long traditional method, and then we are going to go through the shortcut methods that you can use through uh, and get to the answer quickly. The idea is again we want you to teach both the methods so that you're across how the division's done and why the division's done, and what's the use of following both the methods. It's again the motive that Creative Thinker runs on is ensuring that through our learning we make you think. So it's not just about learning a quick tricks, but also think how it's getting used and how you can reuse this, not just only when you're doing division, but when you're doing bigger problem that require division to be used. So let's quickly dwell into the session without wasting too much time. So let me present here, and that's what the division is. So we're going to use long traditional method, which will follow four steps, which is divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down steps. And uh, the screen on the left side shows what's each section called, and I'll repeat again when I go through the interactive session, which I'm going to run through now to teach you different methods and how to do different divisions. But I want you to remember the number at the top, the answer that you get is called quotient. The number that you're dividing by, it's called divisor, and the number that you're dividing, it's called dividend. And if there is any remainder, it's called remainder. When you have a remainder is when you're trying to share equally, but there is some leftover, that's called remainder. Without wasting too much time, let's get into the today's session, the interactive parts of today's session that will teach you how to do division. um, Let me quickly go through that now. I'm just going to open the smooth draw that I used for making the videos. Let's go through the first example that I have listed here, which is 476 divided by 4. So we are trying to divide number 476 by 4. Now the basic rule of division is you do one number at every time when you start dividing, and if needed, if you can't divide that one number, then you go with two numbers. So let's take an example. The first number that the number that I'm trying to divide is 476. The first number is 4. The first thing I need to check is that 4 equal or greater than the number that I'm dividing by? So here, yep, it is equal, so I can divide that number. If number is lesser than the number I'm dividing by, I can't divide. We'll take that example as well in our next example. So let's start with this example first. So here I'm going to go through times table. So I'm doing 4 times 1. So remember here, this is times. The reason is I'm doing 4 times 1 is because I want to get to 4. So that would be 4. And you're following the strategy of dividing, then we did multiply, because first we decided whether this number can be divided. Yep, it can be divided. Now we multiplied to get to the 4 times 1 is 4. Now we will do subtraction. So we'll do 4 minus 4, which is 0, and then we'll do bring down. Because we're done with that one step, we can bring down the next number. As again, division is one number at the time, so we only need to bring in one number at a time, and then we do the same step repeated: divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. So here now we're trying to get to number 7. Again, we do 4 timetable. Now timetable is the basic core for division. If you know your timetables well, you can easily get to any answer or easily resolve any division problem. Now you're trying to get to 7. Again, we're going to do 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. Now 8 is bigger than 7, so you can't get to that number. So you can't use that number. So you need to stay 4 times 1, which is 4. Now, as I mentioned, the idea is you need to get to that exact number or a number lesser than that, but that number needs to be nearest in that timetable. You can't go too far off. So here again you're going to follow the process. You did divide, you did multiply, you're going to do subtraction. 4 minus 7 is 3. You did a subtract, now you can do your bring down. So you're going to bring down your next number. So now the number becomes is 36. Again you do your 4 timetable. Now if you know your tables, you would clearly know that 36 comes in 4 timetable, which is 4 times 9. So you can do 4 times 9. 36, you do your subtraction, and that will give you 0, 0. So your remainder here is 0. So that whenever you get remainder, it also means you can divide 476 equally into 119 parts. So 4 equal parts of 119 gets you to 476. Whenever there is a remainder is 0, that means that you can equally divide it. So as I said, if you divide 476 by 4, your answer is 119. 119 is also called your quotient. Now let's go through the next example here. The next example here was 327 divided by 3. As again, we'll start with one digit at a time. The digit is 3. Is 3 equal or greater than the number you're trying to divide? Yes, it is. So 3 is equal to 3. So again, we do 3 times 1 is 3. Again, you do subtraction. Follow the same step. 3 minus 3 is 0. Now you can bring down one number. You can only bring down one number at a time. So the number you're now trying to divide is 2. But 2 is smaller than 3, so I can't divide it. So the rule here is if the number is smaller, the number you're trying to divide by, you need to put 0. And then you're allowed to bring down the second number. So now 7 comes down. The number you're trying to divide now is 27. Does 27 comes in 3 time table? Yes, it does. So if you're good with your table, just 3 times 9 is 27. You do 27 minus 27, 0. Again, your remainder is 0 here. That means this number is divided or equally can be shared um, with. So if you divide 327, you can have 109 groups of 3 or 3 groups of 109. So if you divide 327 by 3, your answer is 109. So that's the long traditional method. Now I'm going to take you to the shortcut methods and short tricks that will easily take you to the answer. So let's go through some shortcut methods now. So let's take an example of 727 divided by 7. Oh, sorry, 727 divided by 3. Let's take the example here. So we're taking 727 and we are dividing by 3. Again, we are following the same process and same steps, but we don't need to do long traditional division method. How do we do? Again, you do one number at a time. So the first number is 7. You go through 3 time table, you do 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, you know 6 is nearby, you do 3 times 3, 9, you can't go because you need to do 3 times 2, which is 6. Now you only get to the number 6 but not to number 7. You were required to get to number 7, but because it's a 3 time number, nearest you can go is 6, and you wanted 7, so there would be 1 left over because 7 minus 6 is 1. Now the number here becomes 12. So you do 3 time table and you try to get to 12. If you're good with your table, you will know 3 times 4 is 12. Now full 12 is done, so that's full done. You go through your next number, which is 7. Again, you do 3 times 2 is 6. And there will be 1 left over, so that will be remainder 1. So it's 242, remainder 1 is your answer. Let's go through one more example and we'll see two different methods how to do this example. So 535 divided by 5. What I'm trying to do here is 535 divided by 5. Again, my first number is 5. Is it equal or greater? Yes, it is. Does it come in 5 time table? It does. So 5 times 1 is 5. There is no remainder here. Now I go through my next number. Because there was no number remainder, so it's just 3. Now my 3 is smaller than 5. So we follow the same rule. I can't divide my 3, so I have to put 0. Now I can take two numbers together because I put the 0. 5 times 7 is 35. So if I try to divide 535 by 5, my answer would be 107. So what does it mean is I will have 107 groups of 5 or 5 groups of 107. Either way, it's a sharing. So what does it means in the ideal world is 107 times 5 is 535. Now let's take one more method that can be done and it's a similar to the method that I showed you before, but it can be written. So whenever someone says 535 divided by 5, you can just write it like this. You can go through first number, which is 5. So 5 ones are 5, no remainder left. Then you go through your next digit. 3 you can't do, so you put 0. So now the number is 35. 5 times 7 is 35. So it's 107. And this method is very useful when you do any short divisions, or if you're trying to do different type of problem, you can easily get to the answer. So let's say 262 divided by 2. You're going to go through first digit. 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 1 is 2. Or let's say 393 divided by 3. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 3 is 9, and then you do next digit, which is 3 times 1. So these are the shortcut tricks that you can easily use when you're doing the bigger problem, and you can easily get to your answer. When you're doing bigger problem, you don't have a lot of time to be wasted on division, because you want to get quickly to the answer and move forward with your problem that you're really trying to resolve. So that was my today's video on short division. If you have any comments, please leave your comments in the comment section. As again I mentioned, this is all going to be interactive, so if you have any comments or any query, please leave in the comment section and we'll try to answer as soon as possible. Also, if you like my video, please like, subscribe and share. And if you want video on any other topics, or any topics that you like, and just leave a comment in the comment section, and we will ensure that that video gets added. As far as it's any learning, anything on mathematics, we'll try to ensure that video gets added and you get some sort of insight into the topic that you would like to learn. um, that's the end of this video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time again with my new video, which most probably will be on the long divisions. But if you have any priority, if you have any videos that you would like to learn, or any maths topic that you would like to learn, please leave in the comment section. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.